TV, fourth day in FIBO 2013. I'm with the legend, Shawn Ray. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. This is my 21st year coming to the FIBO. Actually, my first year was in 1989, and I believe it was in 1991 they moved to Essen. And I took a couple of years off because I had a couple of kids, and then I came back here 3 years ago. So it's good to come back home to Cologne, where it's all started, and to see that bodybuilding and fitness is alive and well. This is one of the bigger FIBOs I've been to in the past 21 years. So I'm happy to still be doing the business.
Well, that's correct. It's absolutely fantastic today. Shawn, a couple of questions I'm going to ask you as regarding yourself and as regarding your experience bodybuilder. How long have you been training and what have you achieved in your life? Obviously a long time, but just a couple of other questions for the people who don't know. Obviously everybody know about you.
Sure. Well, I mean, I've been retired 12 years now, so there's people that have come in the industry in the past 5 years that if you're not a historian of the bodybuilding industry, you got to kind of look at some old magazines. But I got started in 1983, bodybuilding at 17 years old, and I retired at 35 years old in 2001. And of course in 2003 I got married, 2005 I had my first child, 2008 I had my second child. So yeah, I mean, I went as far as I could. I'm one of the last of the short bodybuilders that had an opportunity to stand on stage with Lee Haney, Dorian Yates, and Ronnie Coleman, and of course Jay Cutler. There's 4 Mr. Olympias that between them, they've got something like 25 Olympia titles. And unfortunately I never actually won the Olympia, but I did spend 13 years of my life on that stage, and when I left I went as far as I could go. I was a happy guy in the Hall of Fame. Nothing else I can do on the bodybuilding stage, but now I train recreationally off and on. It doesn't consume my life. I spend most of my time with my kids, and the pursuit of trying to be Mr. Olympia, I mean, that's something that you have to do for me as a single guy because it's all consuming. But thank God, and knock on wood, I never got hurt, I never got injured. But I believe that when I did compete in bodybuilding, I competed against the world's best. The 90s, I think, was the hardest, most competitive time to be a professional bodybuilder. Everyone from the 90s is in the Hall of Fame. Kevin Levrone, Flex Wheeler, Ronnie Coleman, of course, Jay Cutler, and Dexter Jackson eventually will be. So I had a very good time coming up. Now I write for Muscular Development magazine. I'm a sponsored athlete for Oxygen for Energy. And I travel the world and I cover these bodybuilding shows. I'm here, in fact, covering the German Pro Show. In 2 weeks, I'll be at the Arnold Classic covering that show. I MC bodybuilding shows. I'll be at the Body Power in May.
Yes. Oh, I'm going to see you there.
Yeah, I'll be MCing at the Body Power in May with the organizers, Nick and Ollie Orton out there. So bodybuilding for me post-competition has been just as fruitful and rewarding as when I was putting on the posing trunks and looking like this. I don't miss that aspect because I did it for so much of my life, but I do enjoy helping the bodybuilders coming up behind me, promoting. I have the Shawn Ray Classic in August in Maryland, California, the state of Maryland, out in the United States. And I'm still global. I'll be at the Arnold Classic in Madrid. I'll be emceeing the Finland Pro Championships in August. So life is good. I'll be going to the Mr. Olympia again at the end of September. And promoting the sport and being a representative of the IFBB is very rewarding after the bodybuilding stage.
Well, as a knowledgeable person, I'm going to ask you a question. Pick your brain, okay? For the guys, and you know, how was your training? How was it as your supplementation, diet, nutrition? Was it difficult? And you know, just tell them, how did you train? Because 90s was difficult, but they didn't have much supplements as we these days.
Yeah, I mean, I came up in an era where we didn't have training gurus. Nobody trained me. I trained myself. I did one training video called Shawn Ray to the Extreme. It's available on the Shawn Ray Essentials collection. You can get that at TrickENT.com, TrickENT.com. And they have the collection of all of my DVDs. To the Extreme was the only training one I did. It's very detailed from A to Z on how I train. I usually did each body part twice a week. I was a strong bodybuilder, but I didn't power lift. I was a bodybuilder that used 8 to 15 repetitions. I never challenged myself to see how strong I was. I didn't care how big I was. I never counted calories. I never measured myself. I gained maybe 10 pounds in my 13 years on the pro stage. So I was the guy that believed in looking in the mirror to monitor my progress. I was a 205, 210 pound professional bodybuilder, but my measurement of progress was judged through the mirror, not a measuring tape, not a scale, not how many calories, and not how much I weighed. So people have gotten away from that. Most people now judge their progress on how much muscle they can put on, how heavy they are, how strong they are. And in the 90s, we didn't do that. And I had very good success. I'm a meat eater. I ate a lot of red meat. But again, I ate chicken. I ate turkey. I ate, 18 egg whites a day. I ate my,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have like 12 for breakfast, 12 at night. So that's 24 egg whites. I wasn't a big supplement taker, although I did take my multivitamin, multi-mineral, and I drank some protein shakes depending on where I was. But my regime was very old school, and it was very non-scientific. And I think a lot of bodybuilders have gotten away from the basics and the mechanics of eat, sleeping, and training. I was a full-time college student when I turned pro. I would wake up, eat, and go to the gym, come home, change my clothes, go to school all day, come home and eat, lay down, and go to the gym at night. I think my body of work was a reflection of my dedication to trying to be the best. When I started lifting weights, I wanted to be Mr. Olympia. And my body of work reflected that. There wasn't a time where I wanted to just take a break. There wasn't a time where I just want to improve my shoulders or work on my legs. I wanted to work on my entire body to be the best. And in 3 years out of high school, I was on the Olympia stage. So people have got to get back to actually becoming historians of the sport. Study the guys that were there before you. Get your hands on all the videos. Look at the old school magazine. Try and examine all the other routines that are available and see what works best for you. What worked best for me was trial and error. I don't have an exact formula, but through trying and copying some of the people that were there before me, it seemed to work for me as a professional.
So basically, whatever works for you might not work for somebody else, but what might work for you. Right, another question I've got for you. You're talking about food.
Yes.
What is your cheat meal?
And I did cheat a little bit. I mean, I worked towards the weekend. As a bodybuilder, I knew what foods would fuel my engine. So the chicken, the rice, the fish, the steak, all that stuff I needed to do in the week when I'm training hard. On the weekends, I had no problem eating a pizza or hamburger.
So you had a pizza then?
Sure. So I don't need a large pizza to satisfy my craving. I can eat 2 pieces of pizza and walk away. There's something called diminishing returns. More is not always better. So I trained for that weekend to have that cheeseburger or those French fries or that pizza, but half the time I wouldn't finish it. I would get those first few bites out of the way that really takes you to that euphoric, oh, I love this food, and walk away. I can eat a half of a candy bar and walk away. Most people, they have a cheat day, they have to eat from morning to night, and then they feel like crap the next day. And it takes them 2 or 3 days to get back to where they were. So everything in moderation, and as far as my lifestyle is concerned, seemed to work out for me the best.
Well, that is correct. Another question I've got for you, which is, I think it might find it a bit easy as an experienced bodybuilder. What is the most important supplement you think? Because there's a lot out there, as you mentioned. What is the most one for a basic guy wanting to start training?
Yeah, I mean, that's a common question, but that's the same as asking what's the best exercise? What's the best? There's no best. I mean, clearly we have a bunch of different products on the market that cater to the needs of different people. You might have joint ligament problems. The other guy might just want to lose fat. The other one wants to just gain muscle. So there's a lot of companies out there that tailor products for your specific needs. I particularly didn't put myself in a place where I relied on supplements. I relied on the primary food sources and the food groups that would fuel my body. Supplements are made to copy what food does for you. And I ate 6-7 meals a day.
Wow, that is good. Have you seen Olimp stand in FIBO?
Yeah, I did.
And what do you think of it?
I like the eye candy. There's a lot of beautiful women. A lot of beautiful women.
And who was your inspiration? As you're an absolutely knowledgeable bodybuilder experience. Who was your inspiration? Who was your idol as a young kid?
Yeah, coming up, I was just a little bit different than most because I didn't have one individual. I had a lot. Bob Paris was very influential because he was beautiful. Muhammad McAway was very complete. Mind you, Muhammad McAway was a short guy, but he was a 2-time first Olympia runner-up. And if it weren't for Lee Haney, he would have been Mr. Olympia at 5'2", 180 pounds. Very complete, very artistic poser. Labrada, I came up right behind Lee Labrada, another smaller bodybuilder who was very aesthetic and very artistic. And when I got into bodybuilding, I didn't get in because there was this overwhelming urge to be huge. I wanted to be beautiful like those guys, classical like those guys. I think my career reflected my commitment to trying to be the complete bodybuilder in every muscle group and then also show it as an art form. I think bodybuilding got away from that as we ushered in the bigger bodybuilders. We had Lee Haney at 240 pounds, Dorian at 260 pounds, Ronnie Coleman at 280 pounds. It just changed the face and the landscape of bodybuilding for the reasons I got into it. But I can appreciate a beautiful physique. We have several that are out there today. I mean, of course, Shawn Ray's one of the guys that comes to mind. Very classical, beautiful physique. What Kai Green is doing with his physique and Phil Heath.
Who was your favorite?
I don't have a favorite in today's economy because it's a different time. It's like comparing boxing when Muhammad Ali was the champion to when Mike Tyson. The eras have changed, my style has changed, my age has changed. I like different things about the sport of bodybuilding. I don't particularly care for the overwhelming size of bodybuilding. I'm still a Frank Zane fan. I'm still a Bob Paris fan. and those guys couldn't win on a pro stage today. But I still love the fact that I have an appreciation for bodybuilding, health, and fitness, and whatever I can share and give back, I continually just dump myself on the guys coming up and watch them go and do the business.
Right, the last couple of questions. This is the last question I'm going to ask you. What do you think you're going to do next? You've done a lot, you achieved a lot, you got your owns. What's out of it? What's out the supplements, out the bodybuilding? Yeah. What are you going to do as a family man?
Don't be surprised if I'm not running this shit. I mean, I love bodybuilding. There's a lot of political aspirations I have, and with the experience I have, I'd love to get in there, put on the blue blazer, and kind of work for the infrastructure of the sport.
Right. Guys, this guy is an absolute legend. Any last thing you want to say to Polish viewers sitting behind the cameras, behind the monitors?
If you've never been to FIBO, you got to come. You never know who you're going to run into. I've seen some very old bodybuilders from the old school. I mean, Gary Stridham's walking around here, one of the old dinosaurs of bodybuilding. Former national champion, '86. Barry DeMay was here. I saw Anya Langer. We won the Junior World Championships in 1985. It's like a reunion. So if you never had a chance to come here and experience it, you got pro bodybuilding, fitness, bikini. There's something for everybody, and I recommend it if you're interested in this sport.
Thanks ever so much for your time, Shawn. I really appreciate that. Guys, make sure you tune in, and also just follow us. We're going to go catch some more for Superstar. Thank you.